Let's take a look at 3 different Sub-Ohm kits. Welcome back to Vampire Vape. My name's Andrew, and yes, we are looking at 3 Sub-Ohm kits here today that vary quite a lot, to be perfectly honest, from the very first one all the way up to the biggest one. And let's go down and take a look at them. So in front of me, we've got the 3 devices we'll be looking at today. We've got the VuDrag S, the Vaporo Armor S, and then the Vaporo Armor Max. And these are all Sub-Ohm devices, but they do differ quite a lot. And let's take a look at the VuDrag S2 first, because this is the sort of smaller device in our little setup here. If I put it in the middle of those two, look how tiny it is compared, right? It's a very small, compact little device, but the main difference here is this is an internal battery. So you cannot change the battery. It is just internal battery. You charge it through the USB-C and away you go. It's a maximum of 60 watts, but this does have 2500 milliamp hour battery inside, right? So you are governed by that 2500 milliamp hour. And on the top, we've got a pod on this one. So it's a pod tank essentially. So you've still got replaceable coils just here, but the tank is more of a pod where you fill it up from the sort of side on the base just there and pop it in. You cannot remove the mouthpiece, but you can adjust the airflow, and it does have top airflow, which differs from the other two. So we've got top airflow here, a pod tank just there, 2500 milliamp hour battery with a top end of 60 watts. And it does have smart mode. We've got different options available in there as well. There's RBA mode as well. And we've got this leather styling there and this crazy color that goes from a deep blue into sort of like an aqua. Just there, we've got a fire button, 2 adjustment buttons, USB-C, and our screen with a nice bright display just there that shows you, all your settings and everything there. So smaller device, bit easier to use, smaller battery, lower output of power. Then that moves us up over to this one just here, which is the Armor S from Vaporo. Now this totally changes everything up because on the back, we've got a battery bay. So this is now an external battery. So you need an 18650 with the use of an adapter like this, which it comes with, or you can use a 21700. So this actually has an independent battery that you're going to have to purchase separately. But immediately the difference there is with this one, if the battery dies on this, you're going to have to replace the whole device. With this one, if the battery dies after 18 months, let's say, you just buy a new battery, pop it in, and you're done. The other thing here is obviously stylings. This is a super rugged device. So this is designed to be thrown around a little bit. It can have some drop protection against the tank there because the glass is protected with this outer shell there. We've got top fill in this one with a spinny doodad when you press the button just there. And we've got bottom airflow versus the top airflow from over here. The difference with this one is we now have 100 watts maximum power, and we've got temperature control settings for those advanced vapors that like using temperature control, but it does have standard wattage as well, and it even has smart mode as well. We've got a lockable fire button on the top just here, like so. So, you can lock that out and then it's still usable if you slide it down. You've got adjustment buttons, you've got the screen, and also the USB there. But the menu system is way more in-depth on this one. You've got theme control, you've got those temperature controls, you've got smart mode and a bunch of other stuff on here as well. But yeah, 100 watts output max here. Now, the difference of the next one up, this is the big boy here, this is the Armor Max. And this one just here is essentially identical to the Armor S, but there's a couple of things that are different. We've got that same lockable fire button just there that slides up and down. We've got our USB-C charge port there. We've got like a horizontal screen rather than a vertical one. We've got 2 adjustment buttons there. We've got a very bright and easy to see screen just there, as well as the exact same tank. So all the same benefits there. And we've got the same button on the back that pops open the battery door as well. However, this now takes 2 batteries. So you can either use 18650s with those adapters I showed you earlier, or you can use 2 21700 batteries. So not only are you going to get absolutely insane battery life versus this, because this is 2500 milliamps, and 21700 battery can have like 3 to 4,000 milliamp hours, you know, so if you've got two of those, you've got maybe up to 8,000 milliamp rather than 2,500. So, you know, battery life for days on this, depending on your settings and everything and the coil that you're using inside. But yeah, two batteries there with a maximum output now of 220 watts, which is absolutely insane. But obviously look at the size difference. You know, the size difference of these two is absolutely ridiculous. It's a very, very big device. Even the height of it is massive in comparison. And the same with this one. The Armor S is quite a bit smaller, but it's a bit wider in stance versus the Max. So that's just something to take note of there. So who are these for? Well, three very different devices in my opinion. We've got this one just here, the VuDrag S2, which I would say is more of the intermediate vapor that's looking to get into sub-ohming, or maybe even an advanced vapor that wants a really easy, portable, everyday carry that's just going to pop to the shops or go out for the day and wants a little 2500 milliamp hour sub-ohm kit that's going to just fit in your hand, fit in your pocket, nice and easy, and you're just going to be, you know, rocking around town having this kind of device. Still very good flavor on all of these, you know, and vapor production as well. But yeah, this is an intermediate sort of kit or just a convenience-based kit. These ones, I would say, are for the people that need a bit more of a harder wearing device, or that slightly more intermediate set that's going on into becoming advanced with replaceable batteries and that much power output. 100 watts, 220 watts, you know, they're very, very big. But it comes down to what sort of size device you want to be carrying around, right? So obviously you're going to have one singular battery in this, so nowhere near the battery life of this one, but maybe you just prefer this because it's easier in the hand, easier to put in your pocket, you know, a bit easier to go around, but you still got the protection of, you know, that armor protection there that's going to protect the tank and the rest of the mod. Or if you just want all-out warfare, you know, you take it to the max, then the Max is the one you want to be looking at. Two 21700 batteries, 220 watts. This is going to cover you for pretty much everything. The one thing I forgot to mention as well is a big difference is these two 510 threads. So you can stick any old tank on this, but with this one, because it's a pod, you can't. So you're governed by this pod, which is made for this device. These ones, you can always swap the tanks out, or if you've got an older tank or whatever, you can use those as well. But that's pretty much it. So there we have it. That's our three sub-ohm devices that we were looking at today. My name's Andrew. This is Vampire Vape. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.